Well, welcome everybody. This is our last yoga in November. So the last week for you to do the November challenge, which is sending gratitude or just taking note of your gratitude each day. And of course, how can we do that? Well, let's just have a look at our slides just to remind ourselves how we can do that. But even before that, we will just take a look at these pictures. And everybody just can put one hand on their heart, one hand on their belly, or two hands on your heart, however you feel you want to do this. Just take a moment to notice your body. Notice how you're feeling today. Maybe take a moment to close your eyes, but you don't have to close your eyes if you don't want to. You could just look at the pictures and say, oh yes, that's me today. That's how I feel. And hello, November. It's almost going to be goodbye, November. But anyway, hello, November. Not everyone gets you, but it's okay because when you value your time, attention, and energy, you attract more people who see your beauty and worth, own your enoughness, and the right ones will find you. So those letters spelt November. There we are. Our last week of November. So our last week of thinking about the November challenge, sending thank you cards, and thinking about positive affirmations. So if we see that positive thing in ourselves, we can see it in other people, and maybe you can, oh, go back, don't go too far. Oop, oop. And you could maybe be grateful for somebody being happy or making you happy. You could be grateful for your health, because I can say, I am healthy. Oh, I'm so grateful I am healthy. And say, I am safe. Yes, I am so grateful I am safe. And maybe I am strong. You can say, I'm grateful I am strong. And maybe grateful for peacefulness, grateful for calmness, grateful for somebody showing you compassion. And maybe saying, I am balanced, and think, oh yes, I had a really good day because I had a balanced day. I was able to just balance everything. And of course, positive affirmation, just being grateful and kind, just being positive. And maybe I sent you this, so maybe this is how you can note every day what you're grateful for by drawing. Say, drawing picture, you got room for a little picture, or just one word, or a person's name you could put in there too. And of course, last week I had found something new. You could take a post-it note and write something on the post-it note and stick it somewhere. They suggested the fridge, but it could be anywhere. Write post-it notes with your little gratitude notes to remind yourself. Or you could write it on here, write like a journal. You could add the Thursday. Oh, we lost Kathy. Here she comes back. So on Thursday, enough room to draw a picture, or you could write a little sentence or two there, like a journal, to remind yourself why you are so happy. And of course, when you go walking, that's a time to think of what you're grateful for. Walking can make you, will give you, just gives you time to be quiet and notice yourself and what you are grateful for. So let's just take a moment for our gratitude meditation. So just take a moment to sit. Sit with a nice tall spine. Maybe close your eyes. Maybe hands on heart, more hand on belly, or hand on heart. And just take a moment to notice. And of course, while you're sitting there, gratitude breath. Just sit quietly and breathe. And as you breathe, think of the things you are grateful for. Of course, one thing you can be grateful for is loving kindness. So today the music's not working, so I'm not sure why the music's not working. Oh, here we are. Now it's working. So we're grateful for listening to nice music that will calm us. And just take a moment. Think about the month of November. How it started, how the weather was at the beginning of the month, and how as the month went on, the weather has got colder. We can be thankful that we have boots, keep our feet warm, coats to keep us warm, mittens, hats. We're very lucky to live in warm houses, and we're safe and warm in our houses. And as the month of November ends, everybody already is thinking about next month, December, and how Christmas is coming. And when it's Christmas time, we will have lots to be thankful for. We mustn't forget that gratitude, those gratitude thoughts that we should think when we have Christmas. But for now, we're just going to be thankful for our warm houses, warm clothes, as the weather's getting colder. And thankful for each other as we come together each week and share a little time together as we practice yoga. And of course, I'm talking about cold weather, but we're looking at the lovely flowers, and that obviously is in summer. We can always think back about our lovely summer memories and be thankful for those. Of course, some people like the summer and some people like the winter. So let's just sit for a moment. You can be thinking and be grateful for the weather that you prefer, whether it's your summer memories, looking forward to the winter, and all the snow that's coming. There we are. And now as we come back to our next slide, which we see every week. And every week we think about letting go of things that are not good for us, the negative things. And just being patient with ourselves and with other people. And of course, accept who you are and accept other people. And every week, not just in the month of November, but every week, we do think about gratitude. All these things that are on this slide are the foundations of mindfulness. And if we live our lives in a mindful way, we will be very grateful. So here I have an empty basket. Every week I start with an empty basket, and every week you share your gratitude as I hold the stone. So Claire, yeah, we're going to put Claire's stone in the basket. And then next is Jennifer. And then Megan. And then Sarah. And Kathy. There we go. So when I finish with you girls, my basket's never empty. Thank you. Every week I'm grateful that you share your gratitude and my basket gets filled with stones, which means there's gratitude. So next month is December and we will have a new challenge. But for now, November is all about gratitude. So each day give yourself a little time out to sit quietly and be thankful for all you have. So let's just take a moment to sit and be grateful. and thankful for all we have. So just put your hands on your heart or hand on your heart, hand on your belly. And just notice how you're feeling. As we move on to our story. Which has disappeared. There it is. Now then, here we go. The story this week is Breathing Makes It Better. And there it says, a book for sad days, mad days, glad days, and all the feelings in between. There you are. I haven't had this story for a while, so here we go. Breathing Makes It Better by Christopher Willard and Wendy O'Leary. You are alive. There you are, all different people. And because you are alive, you have feelings and emotions, just like every person on earth. Sometimes you feel happy, silly, joyful, and calm. And sometimes you feel sad, angry, scared, and alone. And it can be uncomfortable. But if you watch and really notice, feelings come and go, just like your breath goes in and out in each little moment of the day. When your morning starts out terrible and your heart feels hurt or broken. Now, I don't expect you to have a broken toy, but you might not have what you wanted for breakfast, or if you like coffee in the morning and you don't get your coffee, then that can start your morning off badly, right? Just stop and take a breath. When I am sad, be still, be here. I shine warm and bright, like the sun full of light. Breathe in, breathe out. Peace is near. When trouble lurks around every corner and your stomach aches and churns, stop and take a breath. When I am anxious, be still, be here. Stay strong and sure, like a mountain secure. Breathe in, breathe out. Peace is near. When the world feels strange and lonely and your chest feels tight and closed, stop and take a breath. When I'm alone, be still, be here. I stand like a tree in the woods tall and free. Breathe in, breathe out. Peace is near. When life seems unfair and beyond your control, and your face feels hot and fiery, stop and take a breath. When I am angry, be still, be here. I rise in the sky like a cloud flying high. Breathe in, breathe out. Peace is near. When nothing makes sense and the answers are missing and your brain feels dull and jumbled, stop and take a breath. When I'm confused, be still, be here. I rest like a mirror on a lake, calm and clear. Breathe in, breathe out. Peace is near. When darkness and shadows are everywhere and your lungs feel short and shallow, stop and take a breath. When I am scared, be still, be here. I relax and let go. Like a river I flow. Breathe in, breathe out. Peace is near. To be alive is to have feelings and emotions. And when you breathe in and out and pay attention to your breath, you can watch your feelings come and go. Happy and sad, silly and angry, joyful and scared, calm and alone. When you breathe, you are alive, and because you are alive, anything is possible. And that was all talking about breathing, and we haven't talked about breathing much lately. So here's just a reminder of some of the breathing we have learnt. If you do need to stop and take a breath, we've got the deep belly breathing. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And then you can notice the breath as it comes into your body and your belly gets big. And that might be enough for you just to stop and feel calmer. Then, of course, there's positive breath, where you can just stop for a minute and instead of letting all those negative things come into your mind, just push those negative things away and think of positive things. So, positive breath. But it might take more than that. It might take five. It might take 5 breath, which is so the action of making your finger go over your hand. It might, if you're really, really, really frustrated or mad, it might take that to calm you down. And of course, the other one is the candle breath, where you hold your hands like this, and your fingers become a candle, and you pretend you're blowing the candle out. That's a very good one because it's the long exhale or the long breath out that helps to calm you down. So if you're really, really, that's the one you need. Just breathe in and then take a long breath out. So that's when we're practicing. I get you to bring your arms up high and then take a long, slow breath out as your arms come down nice and slowly. That's the one that helps to calm you down. Now we've practiced some of the breath work that we've done before. Let's put one hand on our heart or 2 hands on your heart. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, however you feel more comfortable for you. Just notice how you're feeling now. Maybe you can close your eyes if you feel that's okay, or just sit with them open or just looking down. It's all about how you feel and how you want to feel. So we've done lots of talking about breath work and gratitude. Now let me head over so I can sit on my cushion over there. I will sit there and we'll start, do some gentle moving. Because remember, yoga is a lot of things, isn't it? Yoga is about breath work, how we feel, and doing some movement to help our bodies feel good too. So it's about our minds and our inside, our heart, and our bodies all feeling good. So if you are sitting, just get those spines nice and tall. Hands on your knees, and then we can curl into our cat. And then slide our hands back and look up into our cow. And curl back, chin down, into our cat. And then slide our hands back, elbows back, looking up. Into our cow, going back to the cat. Our spines are moving backwards and forwards. Starting to move. Warm up. And then we're going to reach up high. And then one hand goes down and one hand goes over our head from one side to the other. And that's it. And don't forget to breathe as you move. And then hands on knees, and we'll go back to our cat and cow. Then hands on knees, and lift our arms up as high as they go so your spine grows nice and tall. Then our hands come down, one hand on your knee, one hand behind you. Look over the shoulder. Nice slow deep breaths. Sitting nice and tall. Then up. Hands go up. Sweep over. Look over your other shoulder. Hand on your knee. Hand behind you. Nice tall spine. And then up and over again. Up. Over again. And then up. Reach up tall. And let those arms come down as you do a nice slow breath. Hands back on your knees. And we'll do a few more cat and cows. Curling forward. Sliding the hands back, pulling the elbows back, looking up. And then just sit with your hands on your knees. Put your hands on your shoulders. And you're going to breathe out and bring your elbows together. And breathe in as you bring your elbows apart. So breathe out, elbows together. Breathe in, elbows apart. Breathe out, the elbows together. In as the elbows are apart. And then out, elbows together. In. And then just reach up tall again. And of course, a nice slow, long, deep breath out. All right, let's get onto our hands and our knees. Move the cushions out the way. There we go. So on our tabletop, so hands are below our shoulders and knees are below our hips. We'll start doing our big hip rotations around and around. Our hips go right down to our ankles. Then bring them around in a big circle. I'm gonna go the other way. Hips down to the ankles, over to the side, over to the front, over to the side, down to your ankles, and into a big circle, around and around. And you can go the other way again. And the other way, and then the other way again. Getting those hips moving around. Then you're going to reach right to the end of the mat, as far as you can go. Stretch those arms nice and long. The elbows come down, the head comes down, the hips stay up in the air. And we're in our puppy pose or melting heart pose. Two names. Just take a deep breath. We're stretching the shoulders, stretching the back. And of course, you know what's going to come next. From here, you're just going to push your hands up nice and slowly. Open those knees, keeping the big toes together. Let the hips go right down. Let the head come down onto the mat for our child's pose. Of course, if your head doesn't get to the mat, you put your hands so your forehead can rest onto your hands. And the baby on the mat. You know, this is such a lovely, relaxing pose. It stretches muscles in the legs and the hips, stretches the knees, stretches the shoulders, and it gives your neck a rest from carrying that heavy head around. And it also stretches the spine and helps you become so much more flexible. And it calms you down. Just enjoy being in child's pose. Just notice how your body feels. Notice if your body's getting softer as it melts more, relaxes more into the pose. If you have some aches and pains, or you've been sitting at the computer for a long time, maybe try doing child's pose. Slowly push yourself up after all that relaxation that we were doing then. Put your hands forward a little bit. And from here, you're just going to lean forward. So your shoulders are over your hands. Your knees are on the ground. Like a little plank pose. Lean there. Your arms are a little wobbly, I know, because the muscles aren't warmed up yet. But that's okay. Now just push yourself back. Let the hips go down. Straight arms. And it's called extended child's pose. So it's kind of like child's pose, but not in that deep relaxation fold that we were just doing. So the arms are straight, hips are down. Now just lean forward a little. So the shoulders go over your hands. The arm muscles nice and strong, and the shoulder muscles nice and strong. Then just push the hips back. Hips go down. Arms are straight. And take a few breaths. We're ready to go back. So the shoulders are over the hands. I get you feeling stronger now. The muscles are warmed up in your arms. Not so wobbly now. And just Push yourself back again. The hips go down, the arms are straight. We're getting ready to get into our downward facing dog pose. I've got my blocks, but you get your hands on the mat if you want. Arms are nice and straight. Curl the toes under. Push your hips up. Head goes down. Straight arms, straight legs. Take some nice deep breaths here. Maybe take a moment to feel if your legs are stretching and your arms are stretching. And then just walk your feet to your hands. Touch the mat with your fingers. Your head is down. You're in a forward fold. And then you're going to sweep those arms up. Bring them up above your head and bring your hands to heart center. And your hands are to heart center. Then you're going to sweep your hands up and then bend at the hips. Reach down to the mat. Then bring your hands up to your knees with a flat back. Hands back to the mat. Sweep those arms up. Bring your hands to heart center. And sweep those hands up. Bend at the hips. Touch the mat. Touch your knees. And touch the mat again. Then sweep those arms up. Reaching up high, bringing your hands to heart center. And of course, you'll remember that this is part of the sun salutation, right? We need the sun in these cold November days. Let's do it one more time. We're going to reach up to high, 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 reach up high, stretch, and then swing those arms down, bending at the hips, touch the floor, touch your knees, touch the floor, and then bring those arms up, sweep them up high, reach up high, and then bring your hands to heart center. Beautiful. Now, right foot, toes are going to point to the short end of the mat. On the back left leg, the toes are pointing to the long end of the mat. Bend into a square knee. Keeping the body facing the long end of the mat. The arms go up. And just turn to your front fingers. You're a strong warrior too. Take a little rest and bring the arm up behind, over your ear. Reach, reach, reach. Breathing air into that lung that's opened up wide. And sweep back into warrior two. Then the back hand goes down, front hand comes up. Bring up nice and high. Pretend there's a mirror in that hand and you're looking up and smiling at yourself. Reaching it up as high as it will go. And then back to warrior two. And then hands go down. The toes face the same way. Bend at the hips. Hands go down to the mat. Now you know what you're going to do now. You're going to walk those hands past one foot. The knee bends and the back leg that you've left behind stretches. Now we're going to put the hands go past the other foot. Bend the knee, stretch the leg. Now walk those hands back to the other side. Pass that foot, bend the leg. Bend the knee, stretch the leg. And back to the other side. Bend the knee, stretch the leg. then back to the center. Have your hands on the mat. Feeling the stretch in the back of the legs, the back of the hips. And hands to elbows, and just be a ragdoll. So heads down, arms are down, just swinging. And hands on ankles. Slide the hands up, coming up very slowly. Slowly, slowly, uncurling your spine. And then finally you're up. And hands come down nice and slowly. You breathe out. Then you turn the other way. So left foot is facing the short end of the mat. The right toes are facing the long end of the mat. Bend into a square knee. Make sure you can see those big toes. Arms go up. Turn to face those front fingers. Feel the strong arms. Feel the strong legs. And rest the arm on the front leg. Bring the back arm over. And reach, reach, reach. Then back we go into warrior two. Strong arms, strong legs. Back hand goes down, front hand comes up. Breathing. And hands go down. Arms come up, so you're warrior two. Strong arms, strong legs. Grateful for the strength you have in your arms and your legs. And arms go down, toes face the same way. And you're ready, here we go, bending at the hips. Down we go. Touch the mat. Just take a moment here to feel the stretch in the back of the legs. And now go to your ragdoll. So hold the elbows, head is down. The arms and the head just dangling. And hands onto your ankles. Slide the hands up the knees. Up the legs. Slowly coming up. Reaching up. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And then your arms come down nice and slowly. Slowly, slowly as you breathe out. And then you can walk those feet together. Give those legs a shake. Now we're going to stand in mountain pose. So lift and spread the toes so you feel grounded. Feel your feet touching the mat. The ankles are below the knees are below the hips are below the shoulders, and then the palms go out. Just take a moment to stand and breathe. Notice your tongue, notice your teeth. Is there any gap there? Wiggle that tongue, maybe stick it out, maybe yawn. Oh. And just put your hands onto the back of your hips and just look very gently up. Just a very gentle gaze up to the sky, that's all. You can take a few deep breaths here. Back to mountain pose. And then after all that work, I think we deserve a little rest in child's pose. So we're going to get back onto the mat. On into tabletop. Just so we can arrive onto the mat. So open those knees. Keep the toes together. Let the hips go down. And just let your body relax onto the mat. Hips are down, head's on the mat. or on your hands. And the hands can be in front, the hands can be beside you. Just feel nice and comfortable. Just have a rest off all that movement that we did, standing, all those warrior movements we did, the strong legs. And you're resting your legs, resting your arms. And just do some slow, deep breaths. And first, good to come to child's pose every day. And slowly push yourself up. Bring the knees together. And make your way onto your back. Knees are pointing up. Feet are on the mat. Hands are on the mat. And push those hips up. So you're in bridge pose. So you're lifting those hips up off the ground. Using the muscles in your legs. Pushing into the mat. Taking some breaths while you're doing this. Lower the hips nice and slowly. Just take another breath, like have a rest. And then push your hips up again. Using strong legs. Pushing your feet into the mat. Pushing your hands into the mat. Feel those hips nice and high off the ground. There's lots of room underneath for you to maybe feel with your hands how much room there is there. Hips go down nice and slowly. Stretch those legs out. Toes are pointing to the sky. And then bend one leg. Let the knee fall to the ground and slide the foot up the straight leg. So you're doing tree pose, but lying down. Keeping those toes in the straight leg pointing to the sky. The foot on your leg can be anywhere, and let the knee fall to the ground. Relax the hips onto the mat. Arms are facing up. Be nice and relaxed. Remember, you can do this one in bed. You wake up in the night, it's nice to do this one. Just slide that foot back. So you have two straight legs. All the toes are pointed to the sky. Now bend the other leg. Let the knee fall to the floor. Slide the foot up the straight leg. Toes of the straight leg are pointed to the sky. Let the hips relax. Take some few deep breaths here. And slowly slide that foot. Now you have two straight legs. All the toes are pointing to the sky. And bend the knees again. The knees are pointing to the sky and the feet are on the mat. Your knees are together, so just let them fall to the side. The arms can go out into a T and just look away from your knees. Take some nice slow deep breaths here. bring the knees up together, pointing up to the sky, and then they fold to the other side. Look away from the knees. Take some nice slow deep breaths. Just relax. Bring those knees up. And then bring both knees up. Give the knees a hug. Roll from side to side. Just place the knees to the ground. Roll over to one side. And push yourself up so you can get what you need for Shavasana. Blanket, your pillow. As you get comfortable, if you're lying down or if you're seated in a chair, just let your body relax. Notice your breathing. Maybe close your eyes. Just imagine that you're walking along a gravel path in the countryside. And you see the tall trees and colorful flowers lining the pathway. Rays of sunshine peek through the trees and the birds are chirping. There's a light breeze. Maybe you smile as you take in a full breath to smell the fresh air. And as you look ahead, the path runs as far as your eyes can see. With each step you take, you start to feel more confident and positive. You're also feeling grateful for all that you have. The long path ahead makes it feel like life has lots of options for you, and your heart fills with gratitude. You have so much ahead of you, your future is bright. You just take a moment to feel positive about the future. And you feel grateful for all that you have. Slowly start to wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers. Move your head from side to side. Roll over to one side and push yourself up nice and slowly. Come up to seated and put one hand on your heart or two hands on your heart. Just take a moment to notice how you're feeling. Notice your breath. Notice the thoughts that are in your head. Hopefully you have gratitude for all that you've done today. Of course, we'll say peace is
in me.
is
Peace
Peace is in me. Peace is in me. Peace is in me.
peace
Peace is
in
in
me.
me.
In me.
we haven't done our last two yoga poses, which is smile with our eyes, smile with our lips, have love in our heart, and share it with everyone you meet.
Yep.
We'll do that right now. We will share our love and kindness.
We begin by asking, do you recognize this character adding? Then we have 20th century campaign slogans.
Oh, thank you. You shared your loving kindness, and I grabbed it, and now I've put it in my heart, and I will keep it there. My heart is full of loving kindness now. So thank you for coming and sharing your yoga practice today. And yes, Claire, we will send love and light. Namaste.
Namaste.
See you next week for our new challenge. Oh my gosh. Bye.
Thank you, Lorna.
Bye.
Bye, Lorna. Bye.